This is from the book River of Ink by Paul M.M. Cooper. Cooper is a podcaster if you're looking for his work, The Fall of Civilizations, which is itself amazing, but he's also a hell of a writer. So this is a novel of an ancient civilization in Sri Lanka, which falls to some armies from the mainland of India. But in this section, he's writing from the perspective of an ancient dead king. And so this is a king who's dead and whose people are telling stories about him. But here's what he says. Aha! By the look in your eyes, I can see that you know me. And by the way you avoid my gaze, I can tell that you already know my story. Well, don't look so proud of yourself. Men spend their lives wishing to live forever, but I am one of the few who have achieved it, and what a torment it is. Since the cursed poet 𝗪𝗏 wrote my story all those years ago, I have suffered the indignity of being brought back from the dead over and over, billions of times, just to die again. My death is all people remember now, brutal, humiliating, and immortalized in song. We lived centuries apart, the great Sri 𝗪𝗏 and I. He's here too if you look for him, somewhere in this hall of dark corners, probably scribbling some nonsense into the dust. Perhaps you could ask him something for me. Ask him, why did you write your poem about King 𝗪𝗓𝗃? I've always wondered, but I can only guess. Was my tale always his favorite? After all, it has everything a poet could wish for: love and lust, violence, betrayal, and murder. Perhaps a blind grandmother recited it to him when he was only a bamboo-thin boy, curled up on a reed mattress. Perhaps it was the only chapter of the Mahabharata that his family could afford, and so he learned to read it and write from its pages. He dreamt it one night, perhaps, or saw it dance through his head in a vision after knocking himself out with a bang. Sometimes I imagine him jumping from his bed to write naked in the darkness, the immense desert night outside. Other times, I imagine that King Varmalata chained him to his writing tools the way gypsies bind their bears. I have only guesses. All I know is that without this ancient poet and the masterpiece he made of my murder, I would be just another of Krishna's slaughtered enemies, a brief name among thousands in the Mahabharata, like a speck of lotus pollen in the ocean. Such bliss that would be, to be forgotten. An amazing and creative work. You'd never think that reading about an ancient Sri Lankan civilization could be gripping. This is poetically gripping. Magnificent.